If you ever catch yourself having a conversation with someone from the 9/11 truth movement, you probably have come across with the statement that the 9/11 official narrative is false. But what is the official narrative? Is it 19 Arab men with box cutters hijacking four planes and crashing them into the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and into a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania because they hate our freedoms? Or is it something more? The 9/11 Commission final report is 590 pages, 13 chapters, with 1,606 footnotes. However, not every single statement within the many pages of the text is false. Now, I'm not defending the final report as a whole, but there was some factual content as well as inconsistencies and overall missing data from the report, such as the commission interview of the Bush and Cheney interview, which was held behind closed doors and alienated from public view, or the interview given by Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Schaefer of the Able Danger Intelligence Program by the Commission's director, Philip Zelikow, in 2002, which was not even reiterated in the Commission's final report, or the extra attempted hijackings that took place at JFK and LaGuardia on September 13, 2001. But let's talk about where the Commission misrepresented the data. The FBI and Commission state that there were four planes hijacking involving 19 Arab men. Yes, four planes were hijacked. Yes, there were 19 hijackers. But what they failed to mention, yet acknowledged by co-chair of the Joint House Inquiry, Bob Graham, was the fact that there were going to be more planes involved in the operation and the sting, which involved in the arrest of over 50 Arabs on September 13th at JFK Airport, where one arrest involved a man who was related to Osama bin Laden dressed as a pilot, or the fact that the Israeli art student ring involving over 200 individuals who were penetrating the country's most sensitive areas of the judicial intelligence branches. And not only were these falsehoods and inconsistencies in the final report, you had certain individuals who committed perjury. One example, Director of the CIA, George Tenet, when asked by Carl Levin of the Joint House Inquiry of why the CIA cable concerning Nawaf al-Hazmi having a dual-entry visa, Tenet said this in response to Carl Levin's opening question.
Cable that came in from the field at the time, sir, was labeled information only, and I know that nobody read that cable.
But my question is, do you know why the FBI was not notified of the fact that an al-Qaeda operative now was known in March of the year 2000 to have entered the United States? Why was the CIA? Why did the CIA not specifically notify the CIA? That's my question. The FBI.
Sir, if we weren't aware of it when it came in the headquarters, we couldn't have notified them. Nobody read that cable in the March time frame.
So that the cable that said that Hazmi had entered the United States came to your headquarters, nobody read it.
Yes, sir, it was an information-only cable from the field, and nobody read that information-only cable.
Should it have been read?
Yes, of course, in hindsight.
And should it have been read at the time?
Of course it should have been read.
All right, my question is, do you know who should have read it?
I don't know that, sir.
That information-only cable was read by over 50 case agents at the CIA's Counterterrorism Center and its Bin Laden issue station. That information was never shared with anyone in the State Department or the FBI. However, the major culprit inhibiting the 9/11 Truth Movement from rectifying the Commission report are the many competing fringe conspiracies, such as no planes being hijacked planes swapped for drones, or Judy Wood's transparent beams that can dustify the towers into dust but leave human flesh unscathed. By concentrating on these dead-end fringe pseudo conspiracies, we are unfortunately ignoring the actual facts of the matter, which are being purposely ignored altogether by the federal government. Finally, the official narrative is not just about what took place on September 11, 2001, but years and years prior to the event itself. Who were these suspects? Why did they commit these abhorrent acts? And for what reason? Like most human events in history, we must have a general understanding with certain areas like religious differences, politics, geopolitics, and the intelligence apparatuses. These will show us a historical pattern which can give us a glimpse to obtaining the answers. Those answers, of course, will contradict the points raised in the 9/11 final report. So just saying the official narrative is false isn't helping the cause. It's suspending them in a state of confusion which brings about the general public to a screeching halt, and the goal of obtaining a new investigation becomes a dream instead of a reality.